Good afternoon and welcome back. Today we are going to be moving on to commands. So all I've done so far is create the project, add the MC mod.info, and then set up the pom.xml. So I did that all because we did it last time, and I added the plugin annotation. So today we're going to be creating a test command to see how basic commands work. And then next week we will talk about child commands and something else. We'll get back to that one. Okay, so we're going to start back off on this. I'm going to inject my logger so that I can log all the information I need. I'm also going to need to import. On the logger, always use the org.slfj4. And please come. Okay. So what we do here is we actually need to create a command executor. So I'm going to create a new package based off of this one. I'm going to call it commands. That's just for easy formatting, finding everything you need. So we're going to do a test command executor. Normally you'd name this after what the command is going to be called, but because this is an example, I'm not going to worry about it too much. So what you do here is you make the class implement, if I could spell, implements the command executor, which is going to have to be imported, should be from Sponge. And then you can add all the unimplemented methods. And so this returns a command result. So I'm going to go ahead and return a command result.success. The computer wants to catch up. There we go. You can do a command result.success and a command result.error. So basically what we're going to do for this one is we are going to send out a just basic message to the user. So you have your source, which you can do source.send message, and Sponge actually uses a text object that they created for their main strings and stuff for the messages. So you have to do text.of, and then if you want to make it color, you do text colors dot, we'll do aqua, and then you put in the string that you want. So we'll just say palm for ease of use. Make sure you import the Sponge text import instead of all the other ones. And so that's kind of how you create like a basic command executor. The arguments will come in as they're a little bit different, which we'll go over. So we will actually add an argument in, say string message or something, and so we're going to do args.string, because that's the type we're getting. We're getting a string, and we're getting it from args, and since we only want one, we'll do get1. And then later, when you set up the command specs, you'll actually add a name to this, so we'll just say message .get. So we'll actually just send the message back to the user that they type. So it's a pretty basic plugin. Now we're going to go back to the main file. We're going to add a listener onto the server start. You always want to register the command during the initialization event. And just keep importing all this stuff. Should all be from Sponge pretty much. Yep. So now we're going to build the command spec. So what you do is command spec is a special sponge object. So you import it, and then you do a command spec, and then you get the builder. You can add a description to the command for like the help screen or anything like that. So we'll just say test command, go import text again. Then you can set the permission. So if you're using a permission plugin of any sort, like PEX, this is how you'd set it up. So we'll do test.command, the arguments. So for this one, since we are getting just the entirety of the message, we're going to do generic arguments dot remaining join strings message. And so what that'll do is should be text.of, and so that'll basically just give us the entirety of the rest of the command after the initial command, just in one argument. So then you have to set the executor, which is what we just made. So we're going to do a new test command executor, and then we build it. Yep, I'm going to import that. And so that's our command spec. You can set a couple more options, but this is just basically it. So description and the help, that's what it's going to show. Permission, if you're using like PEX or something, you can add that to a group and then they can use the command. The arguments, you can't have more than one, obviously. All you do for that is you just drop a comma and add some more. The executor, which is this, remember it implements the command executor, and then you got to make sure you build it in the end to actually get the command spec. And so now the last thing to do is to actually register the command. So you have to get Sponge, and they have a command manager already set up. So then you go into that, and then you just register. So this has three arguments to it. So it's got the plugin, which is just this, the callable, which is the command spec that you just made, and the aliases, which can be actually a string. For this we're going to use test command, and then we'll use tc. So basically the user can either use /test command or /tc. So it's a really nice way to set up multiple aliases for one command. I'm also going to log that test command is starting, just for my own knowledge to make sure it works. And so that's basically it for now. That's all there is to the commands. So what we're going to do is we're going to build it again. So you right click, go to run as Maven install, and then that'll show down here in the console as it happens. Looks like it failed, so we'll just run it again. So you see that all this stuff is getting added. It's got the build success, so you have the final actual jar that you're going to add to the server. So we're going to hop on over to the server, add that, and then test it out. So I'll see you on that side. And here we are back on the server, ready to test out our command. So if you remember, our command is /test command, and you can see that it works. Now we're going to try to use one of the aliases and put in a lot of space, whatever we want, and you'll see that it sends it all straight back in a nice shade of aqua blue. There's also a legendary Pixelmon spawning. Just a couple things, something to kind of look forward to in the future. I got this magic sword here, which places down signs. I'm going to be making a automatic shop sign creator, which you could, which you could click on that one and that block, and then it would create signs in between, and it's gonna be awesome. So just a thing to look forward to. So let me know down below if there's anything specific you want to see. There's also going to be a couple server showdowns happening, or showcases, and potentially a couple of other smaller episodes of just random stuff. I know it's suggested for a PEX command tutorial, just because it's kind of complicated, so I might do that. Just gotta let me know. Alright, well, thank you.